development, wasn't it? It looks huge.
A lot of people in those stands that are hard to see, so it does appear to be a big crowd.
So we come to the big mile in Melbourne for the year, the Kennedy Mile. And Francesca, he's a remarkable horse, this bloke. He's actually contested 3 Melbourne Cups and 2 Cox Plates.
I know he is. I think if I asked him the right question, he might even talk to me. He's that talented, is Hartnell, but he's just gave me a bit of a funny look there, so I don't want to get too close. Might just give him a little pat. Hey, buddy. Now, the statistics would say that he's going to find things a bit harder because he is top weight. He's coming through a win in the Epsom. I think only one horse has done that double in recent times. But this is Hartnell, don't forget. He is an absolute war horse, this guy. 45 starts for 13 wins, 13 seconds and 3/3, and nearly $5.5 million in prize money. What a legend he is. And James Cummings has got him looking an absolute treat.
Well, a little bit behind him is Romain, Richo. He's been there and done it here, though, 2 years ago, hasn't he?
He's not far behind. He won it 2 years ago with 55.5 kilos. He's earned every ounce of the 57.5 kilos. What a preparation he had. He went and eyeballed Winks. She was too good for him 2 starts ago. He went from 1,600 metres back to 1,200, ran 4th in an Everest, now back up to the mile. He is the definition of a proper horse.
Cheska landed plenty. A couple of years ago was sold at the Chairman's English for 32 grand. I mean, Darren Weir has just turned this bloke around.
I know he has, hasn't he? And what a day he's had already. Could this guy make his day even better? He was great when he won the Toorak Handicap. We just saw that earlier, and we've also discussed how Toorak winners in this race don't always have a great record because they then go up in weight and they find things a little bit harder compared to their peers. But this horse, I really feel, is on an upward curve, and he's a lovely, strong son of Stratum. Got some real size and scope about him.
Richo, Cedric Corbet's got expensive taste. He sold for 1.2 and then he resold for $1 million, didn't he?
Here's a remarkable story. He's bred to be a superstar. He probably won't live up to that, but by gee, he's already won 435,000. Michael Walker rides a half a kilo over. He'll be in the mix. I think maybe a place for him.
Cheska, we talked about Cliff's Edge a moment ago. How's he come through the run at Moonee Valley?
Oh, he's come through the run in great condition and hasn't taken a backward step. We talked about the Crystal Mile, which he won impressively. 32 horses have come on from that race, and only 2 have won this. As Dean Yendall gets a leg up, I might just try and ask Dean, because this horse, I feel, is very good at other tracks where he can kind of get on pace and dominate and dictate. It's a bit harder for him at Flemington.
Obviously, yeah, bigger straight, but he is proven well at this distance at this track, so he's got a good chance.
Good luck.
Fair enough, Dean. As Cicconi's been gelded, he's really found some form. Linda Meeks, the only female riding in the race, and she's won all 3 races this horse has won, including the sires. Let's go down to Peaceful State. God, Richo, Darren Weir has got such a strong hand in this race.
And I think Tom Melbourne heard, Bruce, that you avoided him with Corey Brown's not happy about it either. Have a look at this magnificent son of Animal Kingdom. He won a Dubai World Cup. This is the half-brother to Weekend Hustler, and today is the day that they've set him for, and doesn't he look a treat? Young Ben Allen with a huge opportunity to win a Group 1 on my top selection.
Cheska, best of days, Blinkers first on. Now, he won the Royal Lodge as a 2-year-old. That's a decent race, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good race. That's over a mile for the 2-year-olds. It normally suggests that they might be the kind of horses that are going to go on and run a bit over further. But then since he's come here and run in Australia, he's won 2 from his 5 starts. Well, he dead heated last time out with Mask of Time, and he's basically got that really light weight, which brings him into this. Although on ratings you might think he's got a bit to find. Barrier 1's going to be interesting.
Iconoclasm got the run as an emergency. Richo unbeaten here and in sparkling form.
Sparkling form. John McNeil with a huge opportunity to win a Group 1. Melbourne Cup winning strapper Matty Raymond strapping this horse. Every time they raise the bar with him, he delivers. He's a lightweight chance because he'll put himself right in the race.
So let's go to the tab to Jared Middleton. Away from the Melbourne Cup, there's not much better than the big mile betting-wise, I reckon, Jared.
Yeah, exactly right, Bruce. Only 2 runners in single digits. They are the 2 best back runners comfortably, though. Land of Plenty's just gone $4.40 into $4.20, and Hartnell 7 into $6.50. Both would be losing results for tab. Couple of big moves, though, here, though. Cicconi, $23 at midday, now $11, and also Peaceful State. has been well back, but Cᴜᴘ Quebec's been a big firmer. It got to $21 and it's come all the way into 12, but plenty of punters' favourites in this race at big odds, so the money is just about everywhere.
Well, a couple of races ago you told us about Fundamentalists who have been heavily backed, and she ran a ripper, so watch for those. He's the favourite, he deserves it. He's won 5 of his last 8 with 3 placings. Land of Plenty. Can he produce his absolute best run of his career and win the Kennedy Mile? We'll find out shortly. Produced one today, to be honest. I'm talking about the Amy Victoria Derby. Think of Big was a warm favourite. Had he won, he'd probably go on to the Melbourne Cup. It was a strange race. It didn't turn out like we expected. A cracking pace, an extra brute with Johnny Allen, who came out here as a jumps jockey who couldn't get a ride back home. And have a look at that. Darren Weary's first runner in a Victoria Derby, and the celebrations, Dan Clahessy and the group afterwards, it was priceless. It was beautiful stuff. A great celebration after the Amy Victoria Derby. Just great to be here, brilliant to see, and we're still buzzing after all of that. So Extra Brute got the money. Speaking of money, who's the hot horse cheered for the Kennedy Mile?
It's going to be ᴘᴘ, Bruce. 23 into $10. In saying that, Land of Plenty still well and truly our worst result.
ᴘᴘ, let's go to you, Chris Simons.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. I'm with Linda Meach. ᴘᴘ, Linda, you were luckless 2 starts ago. Got the job done last start. You've drawn perfect today. You should have a beautiful run.
Yeah, he should get a run in the race, really. He's going well. I'm happy with him, so hopefully it goes well.
Well, good luck, Linda. You've had an amazing week. A couple of winners at Stall the other day, and you trained one, so good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, Linda's been on fire. We know what an outstanding rider she is. You sing her praises a lot, Richard. She had a wonderful association with Peter Moody for a long time. She did a lot of moods riding, and it's been a bit lonely. Record King came down today, didn't she? We haven't had many female jockeys riding much through this spring carnival, and yet they ride so many winners all around Australia every day of the week.
Yes, indeed, and I think Linda's right up there with the best female jockeys ever been. I know, Francesca, you'd rather me not add the tag female jockey, but
yeah,
they are female.
Up with the best jockeys.
So, Jessica, Royal Ascot, how many women are riding at Royal?
Not enough. Not enough.
Okay.
Again, I think
who's the best female jockey in England?
There's only ever been one female jockey win a race at Royal Ascot. That was Gay Kellaway, I don't know, 35 years ago.
Who's the best jockey in England right now?
Probably Josephine Gordon. She's going very well. Hayley Turner did join us on the ITV coverage, but she decided to go back to race riding. She's very good too.
This is the third of the great mile handicaps. There's the Epsom at Randwick, the Doncaster at Randwick, and the Kennedy Mile now at Flemington. And gee, I love a big mile handicap. They're just fantastic. Our horses are on a world scale, are very competitive at this distance. So I just love to watch these handicaps.
This is the 100th running of this race, so the 100th running of this race.
Well, you love to watch it, but come on, who's going to win it?
Who's going to win it? I'd love to see Hartnell win it. I think Land of Plenty will be hard to beat. Cliff's Edge, I don't think they'll give him an easy start. Maybe Tom Melbourne.
No, surely not.
Riding a half over on Tom Melbourne, by the way, so there were a couple of half overs in the race. Corey Brown was one of them and Michael Walker the other, so a half over on Cᴜᴘ Quebec and a half over on Tom Melbourne. What about you, Chesko? I see you're going for best of day?
Yeah, best of days. I'm just trying to look for a horse that maybe is a little bit of ahead of the handicapper, not fully exposed here. He's only had a few starts and a couple of wins, and I'm just hoping he's on the upward curve.
So a couple to come up. It looks as strong a Kennedy Mile as we've seen in those 100 years. So here's Matt Hill for his call.
Tom Melbourne, Corey Brown riding this 8-year-old a half kilo over to take the outside stall, and the field is locked away for the Group 1 Kennedy Mile. Set to run, coming through a bit edgy, and they're racing. Coming through away very well. Peaceful stayed out quickly, and ᴘᴘ bounced out well with Hartnell and Parast the outside, and also Cliff's Edge is showing speed. Coming through will settle just behind them. Tom Melbourne surges up out deeper on the track as well. Pretty keen early, heading towards the 1200 metres. ᴘᴘ leads from Parast and Cliff's Edge, and they were followed by Tom Melbourne, Hartnell. Best of days next the inside from Le Remain, and then came Iconoclasm, and coming through two further back in the field, settling down is Noir, and And then came Peaceful State and Mr. Seawolf from Land of Plenty, Lifeless Ordinary. Well back is Fastnet Tempest and Siege of Quebec is at the end. To the side of the track at the 900 metres, it's Parast in front by 3/4 of a length. Tom Melbourne, 2 lengths Cliff's Edge ᴘᴘ, followed by Hartnell in a lovely place about 5 off the lead. 2 lengths Lure Remain, Best of Days and Iconoclasm, and then coming through on the inside from Noir. Back in the field, Peaceful State, and then Mr. Seawolf, Land of Plenty with a bit to do from Lifeless Ordinary, Fastnet Tempest and Siege of Quebec. Into the straight now, 400 metres to go. Tom Melbourne and Parast, the outside Cliff's Edge, ᴘᴘ on the rails. Further back is Hartnell, who presents to the middle with Lure Remain down the outside. Cliff's Edge at the 250 with Lure Remain. Best of Days is weaving through, and now Land of Plenty descending. Lure Remain at the 100 from Best of Days. Peaceful State's getting through. Lure Remain and Best of Days. Best of Days drives at Lure Remain. Best of Days has won it from Lure Remain. Peaceful State before Land of Plenty. All Lifeless Ordinary. Then came Iconoclasm, Noir. Well back in the field, coming through. Cliff's Edge got tied. Hartnell, Fastnet Tempest, Siege of Quebec, Mr. Seawolf, Tom Melbourne, Parast and ᴘᴘ.
Well done, Jessica. You're on top. So Bart Cummings has won this race 6 times more than any other trainer. James Cummings has got a treble today. Now, that hasn't been done by a trainer for a little while. This is a remarkable training effort. Put the blinkers on first time. A high-quality 2-year-old, am I right in saying, in England?
Very much so, very much so. And he's shown his quality here today because he had the right spot. He's actually just behind Hartnell in the run, behind the bunch of leaders. And for a moment, it looked like Craig wasn't going to get a clear run. But when he did, after Le Remain had flown, this horse was able to really go through the gears and hit the line strongly. But just here, Richard, you can see that white cap and the Godolphin Blues struggling to get a run.
Well, he had to get some luck, and the luck came. He went searching for a run. He's still behind a wall of horses. Now he finds the run, and the rest is history. Lure Remain, the yellow sleeves, has got to the front by now, and I thought he'd go on and win. But then Best of Days with that lucky split gets through.
So Godolphin, I've got them at 29 Group 1s for the year. They've won a Group 1 today in America with Charlie Appleby. They've won a Group 1 here today. They're having collectively, this is with Vinsorour, Appleby, Cummings, etc. They're having a phenomenal run, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And it was really a big thing, actually, when they won the English Derby back in June with Massard, because it was really Godolphin stamping themselves back on the world stage. And they are a global operation, a global powerhouse, whether it's here in America or in Europe. They've got some seriously quality individuals, and of course they've got the financial power behind them. But this was huge, and a great run for a bride from Craig Williams. He's with Chris.
Well, you've got a smile from ear to ear, Craig, and so you should. What a beautiful ride. Bit slow away, but you ended up just weaving a beautiful path through them.
Yeah, credit to this fella today. He looked like he profiled really well, but James and all his team in Melbourne and Sydney, all the hard work has gone in. They put the blinkers on today. He really raised the bar, and it worked out really well, and just love the way he ate the line up today. He's been, don't bite, he's got enough energy, he wants to bite your pony, but it's been a tough, it's a great competitive day today, and I've got a big team behind me, and we rode light today, so I've got so many people to thank to get us here today, and things didn't work out well for the mire, but we get on to race by race, and the winner got the luck in that day and I didn't, and then they just said, oh, it's the next race, and get on and ride a similar quarterling from inside barrier, and I had the right luck and I had the right horse to deliver, so it's a big thrill to be here at headquarters the first day of the Sally. Yes!
Craig, 49 Group 1ers you've had.
I thought it was 52 now, 53.
No, well, 49 in Australia.
I'm counting the Asian ones, which you're obviously not doing. They're all hard to get, but look, it's great. The Kennedy Mile now is a famous mile race here. You could see the lineup of quality horses, and he's got his name etched into it. And again, it's great to win a big one here at headquarters at the start of the 4 days here at Flemington.
Tell us about the atmosphere here, Craig. Obviously, we've got 100,000+ people here cheering you on. How good is it?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great to see that new stand being utilised. Mother Nature's been good to us today here at Flemington. The track's, was unfortunate with the win yesterday, but we've got great quality racing. People come out to celebrate, and for us jockeys to put on a show with these beautiful animals, nothing better for us guys to come in the jockey's room, and if it's successful to come back to that great, exciting crowd, and I'm going to really enjoy it. But a big thank you to all my team that I have around me. This is for you guys. Thanks for all your help.
Well done, Willow.
Thanks.
Well done.
Craig Williams, the winning jockey. James Cummings, the winning trainer. A Group 1 for Godolphin, James, and 29 Group 1s for Godolphin around the world. What a year it's been, and you're a key part of it, mate. Congratulations.
Nah, look, it's a huge team effort, and to get a horse like this with the, you know, the really good program that he's had is really satisfying to get up on a big day. But you know, Craig delivered a copybook ride from admittedly a beautiful gate, but we talked about trying to emulate the Shillelagh ride from earlier in the day, and he did that perfectly in the last 200 metres.
You put the blinkers on. That was, and then 2,000 metres back to 1,600 metres. Gee, a piece of work during the week. Said you made the right move there.
Oh, he just had galloped better than he galloped all preparation. I was very confident the horse was capable of running well. He was an emergency at acceptance time, but luckily he was able to scrape into the field, and he didn't just scrape in there. You know, he was really impressive. And Le Romain, you know, full credit to that horse carrying a big weight. He looked outstanding. He brought the Everest form here, and our horse, Best of Days, was able to outmuscle him, and he just savaged the line like a horse that's just in really good form and had the desire today. So I'm just so proud of the horse.
It was some ride, wasn't it, by Craig? I mean, he's such a great character. He just thanked Mother Nature. He's thanking everyone, isn't he? But what a ride.
Yeah, Mother Nature got a run there. I hope the stable got a run. But look, you know, he rides a lot of our horses, Craig, and he can ride them with confidence. But when this horse got in the race with 52 kilos, you know, you've got to thank James McDonald. He's done a great job on the horse throughout the campaign. But Craig goes on there, and he was confident throughout the week that the horse had he had the form to be a blowout chance here. And you know, the guys have done a really great job with this horse. I knew he wasn't quite at his best going to the Coonji, and regretted not quite having the blinkers on there, but when they went on today, it really counted for it, and he paraded perfectly and was fit and at his peak. So it's a huge thrill for everybody, and it's a great thrill for the horse.
A treble on Derby Day. Last 15 years, you joined Gay and Chris Waller, the only ones who've been able to do it. That's a great achievement. You're not done yet, I can assure you, because the last race, you got a huge chance. A quick thought on the Cup of Ilias.
Look, the horse was beautiful this morning, just casual the way he likes to be, and look, hopefully things just unfold nicely for him on Tuesday and tonight at the draw. But the horse looks outstanding. The vets come and check over him yesterday morning, and I doubt they would have seen a horse in as good a condition as Ilias, and sound and strong in the legs. And look, he's had the great preparation, and I think that he's going to be one of our really strong chances. And His Honour Sheikh Mohammed's lucky enough to have 3 in the race.
Brilliant win, well done.
Thank you.
I think it's fair to say James Cummings is having the best of days. What a win, eh? Let's go and find out who the best dressed are right now.
Blues and Pop Rock going 1-2 in 2006. Well, a similar prep this time around with Chestnut Coat coming through the Caulfield Cup. He finished 13th of 18, but keep him safe. Marmello here's got to be considered a great chance, and Tom tells me that himself. He finished 9th in the race last year after starting as favourite after a really good run in the Caulfield Cup. Change of plan this year, he's going straight into the Melbourne Cup with no prep race. Jockey Hugh Bowman is riding him. He's looking for the Cox Plate Melbourne Cup double. Godolphin is the most powerful stable in the world, but they're still chasing their first Cup success. Cross Counter's trained by Charlie Appleby, and he's lightly raced, and he's got a really good lightweight in the race. However, he did cut his leg in training and missed some work. 2-time Cup-winning jockey Karen McAvoy takes the ride. Prince of Arran here secured himself a last-minute spot in the field. He's already run well in Australia. He looks in great condition. He improves when he goes abroad, and it would be a fairy tale for his young trainer, Charlie Fellows. And finally, Red Verdon, carrying the colours of the greatest international campaigner never to win the Cup, Red Caddo. Damien Oliver takes the ride, and victory will see him join Bobby Lewis and Harry White as 4 times winner of the Cup. Ollie's had 3 rides on international horses in the past for a win in 2 seconds. It's been so good getting to know all the international horses here at Werribee. I really do think they hold the key this year. So my tip is going to be...
Prince of Arran's the one that forced his way in today. He's number 17 in the race. Nikita gets a second go in the Cup, ran 5th last year. So all up, we've got 11 international horses. Got a I think only 2 Australian bred horses, 1 mare Young Star. Big names, of course, Waller, Godolphin, O'Brien, Cummings, Hayes, Waterhouse, Friedman. We've got the biggest names imaginable. It's a lovely mix, isn't it?
It sure is. And what's it like for you, Richard, to be standing here knowing that you're going to be saddling up a runner in the Cup on Tuesday?
Oh, it's very exciting. I mean, you know, they bought this horse 4 years ago for a lot of money to run in the Melbourne Cup, and he's had a checkered past, but he's made his way here, so it's very exciting.
Good stuff, Richard. And of course, famously, the Friedman family have won 5 Melbourne Cups. So the Herbert Power, Yucatan was just unbelievably impressive. I mean, if you can repeat this, we feel seeing's believing, and he's the horse to beat.
Yeah, he is, and especially when you consider how the form has been franked today, with Brimham Rocks and Prince of Arran finishing behind him there. And look at the ease with which Yucatan wins. He starts pulling up on the line, so arrogant, so dominant. He did get re-handicapped. He's gone up in the weights a bit as a result, but he's beautifully bred by Galileo out of 6 Perfections. He was running in all the key Derby trials back in Europe last year, so he could be something a bit special.
So his mother was a Group 1 winner, and his grandmother was Miesk, who was a superstar, wasn't she? Prince of Arran ran 3rd there. Now, he had to win today. He had to win the Lexus today to get into the Lexus Melbourne Cup, and he did it well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it well. He's a bonny horse, this guy, and he was able just to travel nicely through the race. I love the way Michael Walker just put his hands down on the horse's withers the whole time, and then when he asked him for his effort, he was able to go on with a sustained run. Now, the key with him is he's going to have to go back to Werribee, have a nice couple of quiet days, freshen up in time for the Cup on Tuesday. And like everyone, hopefully, they'll all be hoping that they fare well in the barrier draw, which is coming up later this evening.
So he's one of 11 international horses in the race. So we asked the poll question today, would you like to see a cap? Would you like to see a limit on how many internationals are in the Cup? And there's the answer. So 75% of the people that have replied have said no, we would like to see it work itself out.
He's in the 25% that would like a limit on them.
No comment.
No, you go your hardest, Richard. You'd like to see just a flat number?
I just look. It's not a subject for this forum. It's a big question, but I think they could tweak it.
Well, 11's about where we've been getting to in the last few years, isn't it? We had them trifecta it last year, which they'd never done before.
Yeah, and
1, 2 and 3.
Don't forget that these internationals are paying a lot of money to get here. It's not easy for them to get on the right path, to win the right races, to get here, and to keep all their horses sound in quarantine in the time that they're here as well.
Prize money increase this year. It's up to $7.3 million, $4 million to the winner. We feel it's the championship staying race of the world. Is that a reasonable boast, do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it is unique in that it is a handicap. You get some very, very good staying races, but the majority, especially in Europe, are weight for age races. Like Stradivarius, you know, he's been winning all of those long distance weight for age races over there. But being a handicap, it just makes it a whole different kind of race.
Absolutely.
Because any of the 24 could win given the weight distribution. And look, it's just much more than a horse race. It's the Melbourne Cup.
And what it does, it provides big betting in terms of the numbers. Now, let's go to the tab. Jared, so you think was $3 in 2010. I think Fame Game was $5 more recently. Is Yucatan going to be shorter than Fame Game?
On the day, I'm not sure, Bruce, but at the moment, because that liability is just starting to climb through the roof, we're really keeping Yucatan very safe. Firmed again today. $4.50 into $4.20. They just will not stop coming for Yucatan. A Prince of Arran, franked, I guess the Yucatan form went 34 into 15 after winning the Lexus, and then into $13. But we're holding 3 times more on Yucatan than on the next best back runner, which is Magic Circle at $9. The next best back after that is Avilius, which went into $9 after winning the Bar Cummings, now back out to $13. I think Yucatan might get closer to $6. I mean, you think Hartnell got to $5.50 2 years ago. You probably think Yucatan's a better shot than Hartnell was 2 years ago. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out on the day, but $4.20 at the moment.
And just very quickly, what price the G-string? Magic Circles, well, I'm nervous.
Yeah, $9. Well, I'd have to say it's shortening now.
Well, there you go.
I promise you one thing. If I win it, I will not do that.
Thankfully for that. I'm very happy about all of that. So the Cup Barrier Draw on racing.com from 6:30. You'll be involved, obviously,
yes,
Richard. So just very close to us. That's sort of 6:30, the Cup Barrier Draw. Our telecast on Tuesday from 10 o'clock Eastern time. So sunrise before that, obviously. So it's just a big, big day, isn't it?
It sure is. And I don't know how many many times I'm going to change my tip between now and the Cup, depending on the various people that ask me. But I have to feel like the forgotten horse in the market is Rostropovich. Don't forget, Rekindling won the race as a Northern Hemisphere 3-year-old with a lightweight last year.
Great job today, guys. And what a day we've seen Derby Day. It was colossal. James Cummings with his 3, Chris Waller and Darren Weir continue their wonderful streak. And Sam Smith is going to be the headline act. Can't wait for him on Tuesday. It's Lexus Melbourne Cup Day then.
Live from our Melbourne headquarters, this is 7 News with Mike Amor.
90,000 racegoers have enjoyed a celebration of fashion and fun at Flemington. Marking the start of the Cup Carnival, Derby Day attracted a monochrome mix of race-loving revellers.
It was a traditional world of black and white in the car park for Derby Day at Flemington, where even adding colour didn't change much. There were friends, fashions and feasts with super-sized picnics.
Are you jealous of those people in the birdcage?
No. Look at what we've got here.
What's going to make today the best day for you?
The alcohol. Duh.
There were those who stood out, tall ladies and tall men.
You got the best view in the house, mate.
I do. A back throw from 4 so far, so I can see him pretty well.
Some enjoyed the playful atmosphere.
I hear you're a bit of a swinger.
Well, in one word, yeah, I'm a bit of a swinger.
And plenty perused the passing parade.
Don't you care there's a race on?
Fashion is the priority today. So we watched all these guys walk past without socks. They look disgusting. Not at the races, darling.
Why aren't you wearing socks?
I heard it was trendy this year. I'm not sure. It hurts more. I've got blisters for it. It's yes. But it looks good.
Some of the fancy folk up in the birdcage probably think the car park's full of riffraff. That's a little unfair, but there are a few yobbos and a few bravely breaching tradition.
I know the dress code, I know it, but I had to just do something out there.
The black and white commitment won for fashions on the field for men and women.
Derby's the hardest day. It's kind of, yeah, you know that you're up against a lot of really, really talented, well-dressed ladies.
You can incorporate colour maybe in your accessories, in your lip colour, in your eyes.
Not many people with black and white eyes.
Exactly. No, meaning eye shadow.
Yeah, right.
Paul Dowsley, 7 News.
And it was black and white and glamour all over in Flemington's birdcage. Sports stars and a supermodel rubbed shoulders with socialites and celebrities in the exclusive marquees.
Fashionably late by almost an hour, Elle Macpherson works the birdcage bitumen like a runway. But when you're one of the world's most popular supermodels, the paparazzi will wait.
I've seen so many people look beautiful, and I love having the sort of black and white theme. It just makes for a very beautiful picture when you walk in.
Which is important when invited into the exclusive birdcage.
We really wanted to bring together strong, empowered women today, and I think we're doing exactly that.
Sprint star Usain Bolt looked dashing. He made a quick appearance at the Mom Marquee.
I always enjoy just dressing up, looking sharp. For me, and it's always a good time. I really enjoy it.
From polished politicians to famous footballers and coveted cricketers.
I'll always come. It's like Derby Day's obviously the start of the carnival. It's a fantastic time.
They were all here basking in the exclusive confines.
Everybody looks so smart. I think there's a bit of a royal kind of inspiration that's happened.
While racing royalty, Michelle Payne enjoyed her day off, swapping silks for a feminine frock.
I guess it's the socialising. I get to catch up with people I don't normally on race day, and just, having fun, soaking up the atmosphere. It's great.
This pop-up restaurant on the 3rd floor of Lexus Marquee is ultra glam. Not only are you wined and dined, there's this incredible view of the track.
To watch
watch the turn and to watch the finish line and to see all those amazing races is incredible.
Derby Day, where celebrities celebrate the tradition of black and white and flirt with eye-catching fashion statements. Tegan Dolling, 7 News.